Hey guys, how's it going? Ghosty Rich here today. Today we're going to be making waffles. So, there's a couple things that we're going to need. Let's go through them.
2 cups of all-purpose flour. 2 tablespoons of cornmeal. 1/4 cup of light or dark brown sugar. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. 3/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. 2.5 cups of stinky buttermilk. 2 large eggs. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 2/3 cup of vegetable oil. That is not in French.
So we're going to want to get all our dry ingredients first. First thing you want to do is take a big old scoop like this, and then take a butter knife and level it off. After you've done that, poof, nice white cloud of flour. Do that one more time, and again, just like this, try and just level it out like that. And then take the extras off your fingers. That's how you're gonna level your dry ingredients. 2 tablespoons of the cornmeal. There's 1, add 1 more. Add in 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Teaspoon of cinnamon. If you're like me and you only have 1/4 teaspoon, you would take 1 of these of baking soda and 2 more. So take your 1/4 teaspoon and redo that 2 more times. Do the same with your kosher salt. It's 3/4 teaspoon. So if you have the 1/4 teaspoon, do this 3 times. Once this is all put together, you can either do 2 things. You can just whisk it together right now, which really, that's all you're gonna do. Just get that stuff all mixed up. After you've gone ahead and you've done this, put this off to the side. So here is our buttermilk. Yes, it smells like a bum cough. Don't take a deep whiff. Actually, I don't care. You can. It'll just probably smell like compost. And then right here, as you can see, you have a small little bowl. Now, why would Richard have a small little bowl like so? It's so that way, if you do that, and you pour it in there, if you have any shell in there, it's not in your main bowl, because that always sucks. And yes, I'm making a mess. Oh my, how did I just do that and not get any shell in? I'll never know. So as you can see, if you want to, at this point, you could technically mix this up in the bowl, or look for shells. I don't see any. Pour it in. And then take your bum milk, pour it in here.
Add another 1/2 cup of buttermilk.
2/3 cup, it's right there. 2/3 cup of vegetable oil. In she goes. Our final guest to the party is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Throw it in there. Now you can take your whisk and whisk it all together. It's very important. Do not over mix. That way, yeah. I just like to give this a little mix up before I put it inside my dry. And with this recipe, I have taken a look, and if it does stay a little clumpy, it's fine. Don't freak out. It's not gonna be one of those ones where when you're baking and you're like, oh my gosh, why is the clumps there? We didn't invite the clumps. So, that's in there. Next, give this a mix in. Oh well, I cheated. I went and grabbed my little KitchenAid here, mixed it all up. It's no longer chunky, it's smooth because I didn't want chunky waffles. So, now that we're at this point, all we're gonna do is plug in our waffle maker and get that bad boy preheated. Let's go over the waffle maker. First off, I'm gonna plug it in. You're gonna see it's red because it's preheating. 1 is a barely even cooked waffle. Probably won't be good. 2, a little more cooked. 3 is probably where most of y'all are gonna be like, that's good. 4, it's gonna be pretty good too. It's gonna be a little bit more dark. 5, well, brown sugar might be in comparison. So I'm gonna go back to 3. 3 is your go-to for 99% of your recipes. But remember, the first waffle is always a test. Let this go until this turns green. From there, you will take the included cup that came with yours. If it is no longer included, look up the brand and ask, what is the equivalent? It might be just 1 cup. And then you scoop with 1 cup, pour it in. No, it will not be up to the fill neck. If you fill this up to the fill neck, it's going to be a bad day. It's going to expand. It's going to go everywhere. You do not do that with a waffle maker. You put in the recommended dose. So, once this preheats, we will fill this up like so. Get as much of that in there as you can. And then it will happily let you know with either a tone or a light when it is ready. The first time you use your waffle maker, it will emit an odor. So if you've never used one before, this is perfectly normal. I forgot to say this, and there's going to be a lot of people that might be firing it up for the first time or the first time in a while. So the next thing you're going to want to do after you've made its chime and you've got both lights going on, take your scoop and just get that thing leveled out. I'm going to go ahead and level it out and then pour it in. I've cleaned off the sides with the spatula. It is time to pour it in. And it just goes in like so. It just gave me the chime. Make sure you have a pair of plastic fronted ones. Do not, whatever you do, use, oh my. Look at that. Now, I could have probably added a little bit more batter, but then again, this is test waffle 1. Let's grab this one off. Let's go ahead, close this up, and we'll go ahead and make one more. I want to see if I can go even better. This one, I tried the setting one down from it. It did all right. Of course, I ended up crushing it. And of course, I'm eating my first one because that's what you do. Either way. The last one was perfect. I ended up doing a big heaping spoon and it worked out fine. Just right here didn't, but whatever. So I'm gonna eat this one. Cool thing to note, refrigerator bag. You can put them in singles, do it however you want. I would suggest singles so that way you just grab one bag as you go. If you're gonna eat them all within a couple days, not a big deal, put them in the fridge. If you're gonna eat them, let's say in the next couple weeks, you're gonna wanna take a bag of how many ever you'll eat per serving and put them in each freezer bag, put them in the freezer. When you go to reheat them, what you do is you put them in your oven, set your oven to 250 so it preheats, then leave them in there for about 10 minutes. It'll reheat your waffle and it'll still taste the same. I don't suggest microwaving. Microwaving pulls moisture, blah, 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 blah. Don't do it. It's like pizza, put it back in the oven. Got the last waffle in there. So this makes a total of 5 waffles. Couple things, throw some whipped cream on there, throw some strawberries, some bananas, some chocolate chips. You could throw the chocolate chips in the batter and they'll melt in and look really cool. You could also dye them, make them any color you want. Just don't do blue because that really makes for a lot of questions. Anyways, I hope this helped you out. Thanks again for watching.